Good afternoon again. Magandang hapon po muli sa inyo. Question? Oh, Justice. Justice beat. Wala ho kaming what? Irritants or friction during the campaign with Senator-elect Joel Villanueva. Wala po. Ay, ang ganda ng feeling ng number 12. Kasi nga naman, sa totoo lang po, ang target ko lang naman talaga ay manalo, irrespective of the ranking. Dahil I know that I have my limitations because I am a neophyte, first-timer po, baguhan na ho, political newbie, wala ho tayong karanasan, wala ho tayong ganong kalaking resources. So just making it within the magic circle already means a lot. It was quite a struggle sa akin po, yung mga pinagdaanan ko. Because, alam nyo naman po na last minute ko rin namang desisyon ito pagtakbo, wala naman ho akong kaplano-plano tumakbo. At yung mga ibang friends ko nga who dissuaded me or who discouraged me from running were saying, mahihirapan ka dyan. Kasi when you did your job as SOJ, marami kang mga natapakan, marami kang mga, na-antagonize na either personalities or certain groups or certain interests. So they were really discouraging me na baka daw ako pagtulong-tulungan in the course of the campaign. But as I said, well, tingnan ho natin. To me, it's also a test for the Filipino electorate. If they're willing to put into office someone na talaga naman na pinanindigan lang naman yung kanyang mandato bilang Secretary of Justice. I cannot hear you. Walang sound. I really cannot hear you. The investigation into the Davao Death Squad is ongoing. I created a special investigation team sa NBI several months before I resigned as Secretary of Justice. Dahil meron ngang hinahawakan sa DOJ, sa Witness Protection Program, isang self-confessed hitman. But I told the special investigation team to validate everything that he was saying in his sworn statement and to get corroborative evidence or corroborative witnesses. Yun ang naging assignment ng special investigation team ng NBI. We will see. That would be a good subject. Now, maybe Committee on Justice and Human Rights, particularly. Pero hindi yan talaga, ang decision na yan, hindi yan sa akin lang. I have to seek the concurrence of my colleagues. Well, yes, I heard about the filing of the petition with prayer for TRO yesterday. I have not seen the petition, so I really do not know what were the grounds invoked in that petition. Even then, I really cannot figure out what possible legitimate bona fide ground can be invoked at this point. Na nakita naman ho natin, dumaan sa tamang proseso, na canvas naman, almost or 100% yung canvas for the first time, ganon, and then may full proclamation. Ang pwede lang nilang i-cite yung naging glitch nga about, the change in the hash code, a command which to me was properly or adequately explained by the Smartmatic people. But of course, I go with the move to further investigate. I go with the move to really look into possible violations as possible breach of certain protocols, if there are indeed those protocols, and impose the proper sanctions if and when warranted. I go for that. But since there is no indication whatsoever, no showing na alter, na bago, o na compromise the whole system at na affect or alter yung resulta. So, what is the fuss? I mean, this whole thing about the hash code is to me making mountains out of a molehill. And definitely, it may be a basis for an audit system, but definitely not a ground for a petition. Kasi unang-una po, bawal ang pre-proclamation controversy in the senatorial and party list elections. The only exception is in the case of manifest error. So, may manifest error ba? Wala. And even assuming arguendo na merong pre-proclamation controversy pa rin sa senatorial and party list election, ay wala ho akong nakikitang ground for a pre-proclamation controversy that can be properly invoked by the petitioner, by the 13th placer. So kampante ho ako. So even if nabalitaan ko nga ho kahapon na there is that filing of a petition with a prayer for TRO, ay kampante po ako na matutuloy ngayon yung proclamation. And isa pa pala, hindi comply doon sa exhaustion of administrative remedies. Dumiretso po yung petitioner sa Supreme Court. Dito muna nila presenta dapat yung kaninang cause, if any, to COMELEC sitting as the National Board of Canvassers. Hindi nila ginawa yun. So on that score alone, that to me is already, the petition is already dismissible. Sheila. Ako yung magiging fiscalizer doon. Kasi yung madalas akong tanungin ngayon, susuportahan mo ba ang Duterte presidency? Sabi ko, depende. Depende sa policies, depende sa programa, depende sa plano. Doon sa mga tumutugma sa sarili kong mga paniniwala, rule of law, justice, human rights, etc. And then yung mga other plans, like for example, the expansion of the CCT, and then the possible release of political detainees, if and when they are determined or validated to be political detainees, the resumption of the peace talks with the CPP and NPA, pursuing further the BBL, etc. Yun po, wala po akong problema doon. I can throw in my support to the initiatives of this administration. But when it comes to anti-human rights policies, I will definitely be an opposition or an oppositionist and a fiscalizer. Wala po akong balak na matitinag dun sa mga naging position ko sa mga importanteng issues like the possible reimposition of death penalty, the shoot-to-kill order. Wala ho dapat ganun. That is definitely unconstitutional. That is illegal. That is promoting and putting in place a state-sponsored policy of summary execution. Summary execution is murder. Summary execution is criminal. It is unconstitutional. I have a list of several possible priority bills, all focusing on the justice system, the criminal justice system, and also anti-corruption. Pero magkakaroon pa muna ho kami ng focus group discussion with my staff kung alin talaga dyan ang ipupursugin namin, ang ipupush namin in the first 3 months as a sitting senator. Thank you. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.